Hello to the two of you.
Hello.
Welcome home. Is it nice to be back?
It's always nice to be back at home, yeah. Lovely.
Tell me how quickly, after the earthquake struck, you knew you were going and how quickly you actually went, son.
Well, I was working nights at the time, and within 35 minutes of the earthquake, I'd had a text to say we're putting on the standby, and then about an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then we were going.
So not much time to say goodbye then, Michelle, was there?
No, not really any at all. It was just a case of get out of bed, grab his passport and fly down the motorway to hand
And what are
everything
you,
over to him.
as a wife, left at home thinking when he's off on one of these missions? Because you presumably have, you know, not had any idea where he's going or what he's going to be facing, do you?
No, I mean, this is the first time he's gone away abroad. He's done other stuff in this country, but I mean, it goes without saying that you're going to be proud of the work they're doing, but it's missing him like crazy, not really knowing when he's going to be coming home.
First impressions when you got there, what was it like?
Devastation, complete devastation. It was quite sporadic because we weren't allowed out at first because we needed UN security patrols to go with us to certain areas because they were still concerned with the situation as it was. And then when we got out there meeting the public were great. The communities were really welcoming. They wanted us to be there and they were helping us help them. And
how quickly before you get actual hands-on? Because there's presumably kit to unload and then you've got to establish where your needs are most required, don't you?
That's right, yeah. Well, the UN were already there, because obviously the UN are controlling the place anyway. And our kit arrived about 2 days after us, unfortunately. There was problems with the airport because of the earthquake.
They were well documented, yeah. We knew that.
So it was a little bit late getting there. So the rescue that we was part of, one of the early rescues, was done with basic hand tools that we got off the communities.
When you joined the fire brigade, fire service, did you know you were going to volunteer for this particular specialism? And is it something that you were always wanting to do, or was it after you joined you were drawn to it?
Well, it's something that you develop into. First, when you join a fire brigade, you want to go to fires and to rescue people that way, and then it's just developing yourself. And there's a bigger picture. There's a lot of work still to be done out there. We've come back, but there's more work going on now than there was when we were there.
So, I mean, did you volunteer for international search and rescue? I mean, because there's UK, then there's international.
That's right,
I mean, you know, do you specifically say, I want to be on the international team?
Well, it's not as easy as you saying, I want to do it. You go through a selection process.
Clearly, but
it is on a voluntary basis. So I've gone out there in my holiday time, 2 weeks holiday, and I've spent over a week out there, and it's all my time. I don't get anything back for it.
Well, we absolutely salute you for that. So you've lost that holiday now?
Well, I've not lost it. I've gained the experience of being out there.
That's a very diplomatic answer, but my point is, I mean, you know, that was your time off.
It was, yeah.
The service will not give you any more leave, despite the fact you've used up some of your leave saving lives.
That's pretty much the case, yeah.
How much communication between husband and wife while he was out there, Michelle? Was there little, or what was the mobile phone communication like, any at all?
I was really surprised, actually. He texted me every day, if not a couple of times a day. Managed to speak to him over the phone in the mornings before he went out. And also, the fire service were fantastic. Just in case we couldn't get in touch, one of the lads from another team that hadn't actually gone out was phoning us every single evening, letting us know what was going on, how they're doing.
So you knew he was safe and you knew he was doing good work?
Yeah, they were just updating us, everything, yeah.
And the story of baby Mia, did you get it from the fire service before it made the international news, the saving of the 2-year-old?
Yeah, I got a text message off the lad who was communicating with us, and also I got a text off Simon saying the team had rescued a little girl. Because
it's become one of the iconic moments of the rescue work, hasn't it? The saving of the 2-year-old girl, and that was you. You did that. You found her and you dug her out.
Well, as part of the team, we all worked together, but it was me that was actually in the hole at the time she came out.
What was it like for a little girl? I mean, you were there. I mean, was she in shock? Was she crying? What sort of state was she in?
Well, she was... She wasn't particularly injured. She was crying through fear, I think, of this man with a torch that was shining in her face, as opposed to her injuries. And she spoke French, and I spoke English. So the communications was limited, to say the least. But collectively, we was OK, and she come out unscathed.
You described the rescue as like a game of Kaplunk.
That's right, yeah.
Because it's so precarious?
Yeah, because obviously this building, for 3 days... has been in this unstable position. It was about a 3-storey house, down to 1 level. So anything that you moved could have an effect on another part of the building, and it's only judgment and the training that brings you in to move the right pieces.
It's your training that did it, mate, and you rescued a 2-year-old girl, and Greater Manchester and the country salute you.
Thank you.
Very nice to have met you. Nice to see you, Michelle.